I'm giving a tour of my small countryside house in Hokkaido, Japan. So come on in and let's check it out. So when you first come in, this is what you'll see. This is the Genkan or entrance area. I hang up my coats here. This is where I put like a lot of my photos with friends, memorabilia. I don't know, just things that I've collected during my time in Japan. I really like it. I think it's really fun. It's super cluttered, but I think it's really cute and fun to look at. And when people come in, like when friends come over, it's like it's like the first thing they see, and they can look and see like pictures of themselves and maybe tokens or items from activities that we've done together. And I think, well, I hope it makes them feel welcome and at home in my space. This is where I keep my daily shoes. This is shoe storage. We have my partner and I have a lot of shoes, so we literally just stuff them wherever we can find space. Also, more shoe storage. My partner built this so that we'd have space for our copious amount of shoes. And here's just like random storage, food storage. This is more storage. As you can see, there's more shoes in there, and then just a bunch of other random stuff, cleaning supplies. This is my Japanese bathroom. As you see, Japanese bathrooms are notorious for being really small, basically just like a little closet to do your business in. You don't need a lot of space. So typically they look a lot like this and they don't take up a whole lot of space. This is a little sink to wash your hands. When you flush the toilet, the water comes out and you can wash your hands. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Turning around, this is the door to the main area of the house. My house is quite old, and so the door often squeaks and rattles when you open it, and it gets stuck in the winter and in the summer. So it's a bit of a pain sometimes when you're trying to move about quietly while other people are sleeping. So it's a bit of a pain sometimes, but it is what it is. This is my kitchen. It's pretty small, but you know, it does all the basic important things. I have a gas stove and a large sink with plenty of space for unwashed dishes. This is the water heater. This is where I get hot water for washing my dishes or whatever else I need it for. I control the temperature and the water flow with this nozzle over here. It makes it super hot, but not much water comes out. Down here, not very hot, and but more water. So yeah, this is my stove, 2 burner gas stove, pretty basic. It does have like a little here, a broiler, which I don't use very often because it's really small and kind of a pain to clean. And then I went to the hardware store and I bought this light and stuck it up there with command strips because without the light here, it's so dark. And like I have a light here, but it doesn't really do all that much for the space. You know, I don't know. I like to have a nice bright light when I'm cooking, looking at my food. This is my wonderful huge fridge, and maybe in American standards, this fridge isn't all that big, but for Japan, most people have a much smaller fridge. Like most ALTs or people who are living in an apartment have a much smaller fridge. The fridge that came with my house, was about half the size. And so when my predecessor moved, I arrived just as she was leaving, and when she officially left, I went over to her house and swapped swapped our fridges because the one that was in this house originally was like half the size. It was like tiny freezer storage. So I'm glad I did that. So I'm really glad I did that because like it was a fridge for one person, right? And 2 people are living here, and one of those people eats enough for 3 people. So it needed to be done. It needed to be stolen. It wasn't really stolen. Like I was free to go over there and take anything that I needed, and so I did. This part is the fridge, and then down here is freezer storage. So I'm very happy to have a big fridge. On this side of the kitchen is my toaster oven and the microwave oven. So yeah, and you can cook all kinds of things in there. You can bake in it. You can cook chicken. I don't know. You can cook and bake in it, and it works pretty well. So, and then here I just have random storage, spices, Tupperware, and other stuff. The one thing I don't love about this kitchen is that there is very little counter space. So I often end up using this table here as just like extra counter space. My partner Jay and I don't often sit there to eat. We usually kind of sit at the table in front of the TV, so don't really need it. This is the cabinet where we keep most of our dishes, and then this is where we have our rice cooker, blender, and kind of just other random stuff. Here, these 2 containers are stuffed with various teas and coffees, more food storage. This is where we have silverware, more food storage, and then more food storage on there, but I won't open that because it's a mess. This container is for the rice, and then down here is sugar, flour, and various other confectionaries. This is where I put a lot of my toys and various collectibles, kettle. Yeah. Also, for anyone who's wondering, most if not all of the furniture came with the house. Like it was used by the previous ALT and the ALT before them, and so this furniture has pretty much always been here. um, which is great because then when I moved in, I didn't have to buy a whole bunch of stuff. Um, I'll admit that most of it isn't to my, I'll admit most of it isn't to my aesthetic, but I won't complain too much because it was free and it saved me a ton of money and hassle of having to buy furniture in the city and then somehow get it out into the countryside with no truck. I'm grateful for that. I know like when a lot of other ALTs move in, like in the city, they have to buy all new furniture, and it can be sometimes really difficult for a foreigner to buy furniture, especially if you don't have a car yet. So yeah, like I said, I'm grateful. This is the stove, heater, I guess. In Japan, they call it a heater. This pipe goes all the way from outside and connects here. Obviously, yeah, it's great. I use it all the time. It's a little busted. It got a little bit. I don't know what that is. I don't know what you call it. I don't know what you call that stain, but I usually will put a pot of water here so that the water evaporates and moisturizes the air because it does get really dry. One of the best features of the heater is that it has a timer setting, so you can set it to go off at any time of the day, which is awesome for in the morning. So I set it to go off maybe an hour, 30 minutes, maybe like 30 minutes before I get up so that I don't have to get dressed for work in an icebox. I know a lot of other people will set it so that it goes off just before they get home from work so they can come home to a nice warm house. Moving on, this is the living room. This carpet is one of the few things that I actually bought for the house so that we could have a nice cushy surface to sit on because we spend a lot of time here in this main part of the house. This table is my kotatsu, which is a heated table. It's very common in Japan, especially in Hokkaido and other colder parts of Japan. This thing is awesome. I basically live under the kotatsu all winter. It's so cozy. Usually you'll buy a nice thick blanket like this that's meant to go under the top part of the kotatsu, and it wraps around and keeps the heat inside. Awesome. Love it. Anyone else feel like that does this couch remind anyone else of anything in particular? Then I have two more rooms to show you. The other two rooms, I'm going to show you this cool thing we have. We bought a projector because our TV is so small and we love to have movie nights and like have people over to watch movies. We bought a projector, and there's the other piece. The other part of it is right there. So it just like the other part is right there. So just we close the doors, pull the screen down, and watch movies on the big screen. And it's so much fun. This is my room. It's a bit cramped, I know, but it is what it is. As you can see, I'm a huge sumo fan, and I hung these hooks here to hang all of my accessories. More hooks here for accessories, hats, just so that I can see everything because I don't really have a lot of storage. Like this is my closet. I have a lot of stuff and not a whole lot of space to put it in, as you can see. I've been going through my closet and going through my clothes, so things are kind of all over the place right now. But this originally had 4 doors. This originally had 4 doors, but they kept getting stuck. So I took 2 of them off and put them away somewhere else and slid the other 2 over there. So they like never come open. So like they never open. And I had some clothes hanging here, like on a dowel rod, but I accidentally knocked it down and just haven't put it back up. But yeah, this is where I keep my suitcase and the air conditioner spot cooler for the summer. That's my bedroom. I lied, there's actually 2 other rooms. There's the office space and shower room, of course. So it's a bit cluttered, but this is the workout room slash extra storage slash my partner's office working space. And then we have another closet that goes from here to here, and I'm not going to open and show you because it's packed full of storage and junk. So my partner built this shelf here so he could have more storage to put his stuff up, and yeah, obviously it needs to be reorganized and more stuff from the floor could go up there, but I'm gonna leave that to him because that's his space, so that's his job. Oh, also I forgot to point out there's more cabinet space up here. This one is our dish rack drying space. It may seem strange to you to do it that way, but like I said, we don't have a whole lot of counter space. So I bought these slates, and then I put the dishes up, leave the doors open while they're drying, and then take them down, take the dishes down, put them away, and then close the doors so that they're not just like hanging open all the time. Although I say that, but a lot of times I forget. So also I just realized that there's a dead plant that got pushed back there and forgotten. That's so funny. Poor plant. This is the laundry slash shower room. This is my washing machine. I don't have a dryer, so I have to hang dry my clothes. This is more storage. My partner built this shelf when we moved in. When we moved in, we only had this shelf, and I had him build this one, so we have more storage. This is where I keep all of my, care products. This is our water heater for the shower. You see there's only doesn't get. So this is the outside of my house. This is my car. This is our shared water supply, and this is my shed. Each of these units has its own shed. This one's mine. It's got a pretty good amount of storage. It's really messy, but I'll show you real quick. It needs to be reorganized, but yeah, it's got a huge amount of storage. This is where we keep our bikes, gardening supplies, camping stuff, winter stuff. This is our snowboard. These are our snowboards. So yeah, it's pretty great. Yeah. This is my yard. It looks pretty sad now, but the last couple years I had a nice lush garden. I'll throw up some photos for you so you can see. This year I was a bit too ill to prep the garden for spring and summer, so I don't know if I'm gonna get to that this year, which is a bummer, but it is what it is. And I think I lied, actually. I think this is our shared water tank for these units. And then over here, this is where I put my trash. So yeah, that's pretty much it for my little countryside house in Hokkaido. My microphone died at some point in the video, so I have to go back and check the audio. Hopefully everything is still okay. If not, I guess I'll redo it. Anyway, yeah, thanks for watching this video. I hope you found it interesting and or helpful. If you have any questions about my house, or Japanese houses in general, I guess, or like life in Japan in the countryside, Hokkaido. So yeah, anyway, I guess thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.